Have you entered the United States legally and then fallen in love with an American? I have great news for you. You can apply for permanent residency in the United States based on that marriage to an American citizen. The first step in that process is the marriage petition, where you and your spouse are going to have to prove that you have a real relationship. What does that mean to have a real relationship? The U.S. Immigration Service looks for things like shared finances together, putting yourself in each other's bank accounts and on insurance plans, and showing that you have bills in both of your names. They also want to see that you're living together and that you have correspondence and mail going to each of you at that address. Maybe even a shared mortgage or a shared lease agreement is really helpful in showing that you're living together. They also want to see that your family, your friends, people around you know that you are a married couple and that you call each other husband and wife. That marriage petition is the foundation for your permanent residency application, and it's really important that we provide the kind of documents and materials that the U.S. Immigration Service is looking for to prove your relationship is real, or bona fide, as they call it. The second step of that process, which can happen at exactly the same time, is your application for permanent residency. That application to adjust status from temporary status to your permanent residency requires you to show that you are not a security threat to the United States and that you're eligible for that permanent residency application. For spouses of U.S. citizens, what you have to prove, not only that you have a real relationship with that I-130 petition, but also that you're not inadmissible by any of the rules or requirements that might exclude you from being granted the benefit of permanent residency. That requires a lawful entry and admission to the United States. You usually have to show that you entered the United States with some sort of visa status, as a visitor, as a student, on an H-1B, or any other type of non-immigrant visa. You'll also have to answer a series of questions about, are you a criminal? Are you a communist? Are you a Nazi? Have you ever committed genocide or tortured anyone? Have you ever committed human trafficking or been a drug dealer? All of those questions are specifically designed to exclude anyone that would have a problem with the U.S. Immigration Service or might require some further investigation to determine whether you're eligible. Those questions can be tricky, so you want to be careful how you answer them, and we can help. When that application is submitted, you can also request permission to work and travel while you're waiting for your green card. Work authorization comes in the form of an EAD, or an employment authorization document, and allows you to work for any U.S. employer. You could also request travel authorization, which is also called advance parole, and that allows you to travel while you're waiting for your application to be decided without actually giving up your application. So don't travel internationally after you file this application before you get that travel permission. Once you submit those documents and forms with all the supporting materials, we get receipt notices back from the U.S. Immigration Service that tells us that your case is being processed and handled by the U.S. Immigration Service. It also means that they've taken those filing fees. About 6 weeks after we file, you generally get a biometrics appointment. That means the U.S. Immigration Service is going to request your fingerprints and a photograph to run an FBI background check to make sure that you're not a criminal or a communist or a Nazi, and check to see what kind of convictions or dealings with the law you might have had. After your biometrics appointment, you'll be scheduled for an interview with the U.S. Immigration Service, where the officer is going to ask you and your spouse detailed questions about the information that's on your forms, and also information and questions about your relationship. They may ask, where did you guys meet? What was your first date like? Who decided to propose to whom, and after how long were you dating did you know that that person was the one? They may also ask you questions about your wedding and who was there, or ask you questions about your home life. What color is your kitchen? What side of the bed do you sleep on? What color is your spouse's toothbrush? Intimate details that married couples generally know about each other, and they look to see how you guys are interacting with each other while you're being asked these questions. The officer can tell you that they'll approve your case right there at the interview, or you may have to wait a few days after the interview and find out the case status online, and we'll get an approval notice for your case. that tells us that you've been approved for permanent residency, and your green card comes in the mail about 30 days after that approval notice comes. Your green card can come in two different forms depending on how long you've been married at the time they approve your permanent residency. If your marriage is less than 2 years old and you haven't hit your 2-year anniversary by the time the U.S. Immigration Service approves your case, you'll get a conditional permanent residency. That means your green card will be good for 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years, generally you and your spouse would petition to have those conditions removed by showing that you're still married, still living together, and still want to pursue your permanent residency. If you're not still married at the end of that 2-year period, there are some exceptions if you've been the victim of domestic violence, if you would suffer extreme hardship if you had to leave, or if you had a bona fide marriage that just happened to end before the filing of your petition to remove conditions. If you stay married to a U.S. citizen and after 3 years, you can actually file for your naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. That's 2 years shorter than other people. Most people have to wait 5 years as a permanent resident to get their citizenship, but marriage to a U.S. citizen cuts that down to 3 years. If your marriage, however, is more than 2 years old at the time the U.S. Immigration Service approves your case, you get a full, unconditional 10-year green card, and you can still file for citizenship after 3 years if you stay married to your U.S. citizen spouse. We here at World One Law Group love to bring families together and make sure that they can stay in the United States and apply for their permanent residency and get all the help and the support they need to complete the necessary forms and documents and materials with confidence, with ease, and with some peace of mind. You have enough to do trying to be married and working out things as a couple. Let us help you with the immigration work. We at World One Law Group would love to help you.